Okay. Uh, I can. I have Vitaly. Are you here? Okay.
Yeah, it was subscript my connection.
Uh, what do you know about the index and stacking context?
Sorry.
That index. What?
Yeah, yeah. C index. This.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. This is like the most common. And yeah, when you have a problem like this, you can be, if you know how this work, you will be able to solve it in a few minutes. But if you don't know anything about it, you will be like stuck hours in it. Yeah, for example, in C index 1 will be at the bottom of the page, and C index like
Can you just explain how it working?
yeah.
For example, we have in container three elements. We container have position relative, and how we can create, for example, new stack context. Do you know what does it mean stack
Yeah,
context?
yeah, and I I understand. Um, Sorry. For example, this. You mean something like this, and something like this.
What properties? Yes, what
Yeah,
properties can create stack context?
yeah. This will be like an yeah. You have to you have to do two things. First, you have to do this have to all of these elements. I think yeah, all of these elements have to be display and not really absolute or
Yes,
fixed, and the C index will tell which one and the user will see. For example, if I want if if this is the real size, for example, if I place yeah, for example, if this is C index 1 and the blue is C index and 5, I will not be able to see the green one.
yes. But can I create stack context with position relative? Or with this? Uh,
No, I think that only when
yeah, position relative.
you
Yeah.
yeah, I I think that if you use relative, this will not work.
Use right display need to change the position. That's why. And but you need to check again. We can relative create stack context is if we specify as that index relative with that index. For example, one. So we created a new stack context. Oh, Italy, yes. As you see, position absolute or relative with that index.
Yeah, scroll down.
Okay.
Scroll, please scroll. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Relative also work?
But only if we write specify that index.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
relative without that index, it doesn't create any stack context.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, I was wrong. I thought that only work in those two scenarios.
There
Okay.
is a lot transform opacity, same create stack context. So just uh, update, read this that
Update your
Vitaly.
memory with this all this
That
information.
remember, yeah. I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I will do like exercise. Exercise to when you are like and doing exercise with this type of things, you it is it get stuck more in your brain. Yeah, I will.
Okay, let's maybe some another question like how many способів, як англійською?
Method. How many methods?
Як?
Method.
Method can you centered image, for example, or centered block on the page?
Okay. Center div in a page.
Vertical centered and horizontal centered. How you can?
Yeah, I will do it like this. Typically, I will do this. And between and this will be center.
What processor or what how it's called? What do you use?
Sorry, what?
Where did you get this justify between class and what does must mean? Or maybe you use some library that you called it like
Sorry.
Tailwind maybe or something.
Yes, Tailwind. Yes, but sorry.
Logical, yes.
You will do. Sorry.
Yeah, but basically you can just tell us how
Well,
many
you
methods
don't
do you
use-
know? Like display
Yes.
flex, that's one.
But yeah, they are. Yeah.
Which one?
No, by heart. But yeah, but there are three properties that you need.
Justify content center, align item center.
Yeah.
Yeah, align item center.
Items. Not yes. You justify content center. But just say you can read it after. Let's other methods. What do you know? How we without flex can do it?
So, sorry, I
Without used flex, how we can do it in other way?
Usually,
without using flex.
yeah. Usually, when people ask about this question, usually they ask 5 methods to
Okay.
send a
Wow.
div. If
Okay,
you
okay.
are really pro, you can even find 7 or 6, I don't remember. But at least 3 you must know. 5 when you like know it's very well.
Perfect. Well, first of all, thank you so much for all this meeting. Yeah, I know a second way. A second way is using margins. Margin, for example, margin left. I will do auto. Margin right. I will do auto. But I thinking if in center in really center, I will do margin auto. I think.
With margin you can center it by horizontally, but it doesn't help with vertical. So it's
Yeah.
not in case.
You can use margin, but you need to add something. It's one of the way, but you forget something to add.
I forgot because this will not work if I need that the parent, for example, this has to be here, and in here, this has to be like with like 100%, something like that, or something like that to be.
What
So
about height? We need center it by height. Same.
yeah, but yeah, I know these two methods.
Yeah.
Also, if I know grid, or I can do it with grid.
Sure.
That
Grid.
will be the third one.
Yeah, grid. One more. But what about you say position relative, position absolute, for example?
Yeah, right. Yeah, you were right.
Then position fixed, same. You can use that.
but how many? But what? But I will need to like specify the amount of pixels to the left, to the right.
Uh, for every uh,
You can do a like a mathematic
No,
mathematic thing.
no.
No.
it's easily do for position absolute and for position fixed. You can use top left 50%, and then
Okay.
use transform translate for move your block is exactly in the center. Because when we use position absolute and fixed, we are change this amount of pixel to the top right corner, left corner.
We can try it. Yeah, I have one.
At
What?
I mean, better this leave this task for Diego. He would spend more time because like it's almost 30 minutes left. So
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I have this question. If you know that you
no, I mean leave this task with position. So you will learn this how to do is 5 or 7 method, depend what you will find. But this what Greg sent. Can you open? And Greg will tell you what you should do.
this is same bus. Look at what it's rendering sky blue rectangle. How do you think what is size of it? As you see, container have width 400, height 200 pixels, and we specify for box zero height, zero width, but we specify padding bottom and left. How do you think sky blue rectangle is what is his side in pixels?
Without use inspector.
Yeah, without inspector.
And sorry, but I cannot. I didn't understand. Sorry.
What width and height of blue box in pixel? Like
Do you see?
500, 200. This information you could take from this padding percent. You
Yeah.
see, we have some padding.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, with this information, I need to answer how many pixels
Width,
Yes.
yeah,
of height and width is this box,
right,
right?
yeah.
And it is not that it is the yeah 10%. Yeah, so this is 20, and this is and I don't know, and 80, no pixels,
How do you calculate? You can
because
just leave this task and then read about it. This is how do you calculate? Yes.
yeah, because padding bottom will go to the bottom, and bottom and this axis is the height axis. So 10% of 200 is 10 is 20. Sorry, is 20, and 20% of the sorry, the x axis is here, and
Yeah,
this
I
is
understand.
the y axis.
You
Yeah.
can try with inspector and check you are right or not.
Yeah. And sorry, 80 and 40. I got 80 and 40. Yeah, right. Right. And 20% of 400 is 80, and 10% of 200 is 20, and this is 40.
Uh-huh.
No, sorry. Sorry.
This is
Sorry.
tricky. In CSS specification, padding bottom, padding top, calculated from width, not from height.
And both of them.
Padding left calculate from width, but padding bottom and padding top calculate same, not height. He calculate by width.
Uh, these
From
both,
width. Yes, yes. Padding
they
bottom.
both
Yes,
use width and not height.
yes.
Perfect. Wow, I didn't know.
But
Yeah.
that's a really tricky task. So that's
Wow.
but like sometimes you could find it on some interviews. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah. Thank you.
it's asked? Because before, do you know property aspect ratio, or how it called? Do you know aspect ratio?
It's CSS method aspect ratio. But this like new one
Mm,
probably maybe.
yeah. Yeah. No. No.
I sent you.
I understand the concept of aspect ratio, but
I in chat sent a link.
Yeah, you can read it about it later.
Yeah,
ah yeah
before
in an
before this we use always padding for create aspect ratio, because we with parameter padding button can proportional set a height to the width of block.
hmm. And this is only for
This is
images.
new. This is you can set any for div, for image, for any aspect ratio, and it will take a proportional.
But I think that it is more common in use in an image or not or
It's
or
Uh,
not.
everywhere. You will use when you use some position background aspect ratio. It's very useful for last couple of years. So you just need to read, and you will see where you can use it.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah.
I have a many question a little bit harder. Oh, what about what do you know about mobile first верстка? Як буде?
Mm.
Uh, Mobile first or or
Or desktop first. When you
Mm.
start your project, you create styles with idea from mobile first or desktop first.
it's
What
question
different?
about
Oh,
adaptive design. Do you know what does mean adaptive?
Yeah, yeah. I mean I understand the concept. I understand that also some libraries, some UI libraries, they say that they are mobile first, meaning that they are like prepared
yes,
to
true.
so that in a phone I can see all the content well. So yeah, I understand the concept, but
Yeah, that's the concept when you start your CSS style from mobile or from desktop. But you just said that this is you're like. Can you explain adaptive design? How we are doing this adaptive design in CSS with which method we use? Like this question about media query. What do you know about that?
okay, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, to do this in the past, you use or I think also in the present, you use media query. I don't recall too much. The syntax is no, it
Just
is
main idea, like
it is something like this. Will this style will only work in I don't know. No, this style only will work if the page is 400 pixel and or less, something like that.
yeah, that's more.
I sent you link. Can you open and explain how it's working?
Yeah, exactly. These attributes that I place here will only apply
When?
and when uh, and from zero pixels to and 1200.
Yeah, scroll a little bit down.
Yeah,
Uh, uh,
this is
more. Where is mobile first media queries? When working this one, first one.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
min it's from and max it's to.
Exactly. From here to infinity.
Yeah.
Mean width. Yeah, mean width. Yeah, mean width. From here, if a page is 900 pixel, and the rules that will be here will not apply. No, sorry, that the rule that if my page is 900 pixel, this rule will apply. If the page is 600 pixel, and this rule will not apply.
Yeah. So basically, like you see what you will need to just refresh in your mind. So maybe we can stop for HTML and CSS and move to JS, and maybe when you will like refresh, and we can like do one more session if you want, and just
Okay.
repeat everything this, and Greg will ask external question because I know that he has a lot of questions. It just was
Okay.
begin.
One question I sent the chat. You need to. I say you how it called to update in your mind. Yeah, you can. What color will be box one?
Okay.
It's not for now. You can just update.
But yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay. Also, I think that yeah, in this type of things, I was very good in when I was doing this type of things, because well, I came from I work a lot in 2015 when you were only using plain CSS, and this was things that happened me a lot. Yeah,
Yeah,
important. It is like it is like the most, and when you
important.
do this, yeah, the most important. Yeah, and if you are more specific, yeah, this also was like the most important.
Yeah, I said to link
That
to
is the
you,
rule.
so
Yeah, that is the rule, the specificity.
you can read it later. But okay, so let's move to JavaScript. Can you open
Okay.
JavaScript file and let's start from context. What do you know about context and where we use it? This just specify.
And yeah, the context is like, I think that you mean the scope.
No, not scope. This context. This.
Yeah, okay. And context, it is this keyword.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the this keyword, and can be mean it means like the environment in where I am executing a code. For example, if I have this function test, and I refer to this. In this case, this will be like the global scope. This, all of this. If I in a browser, will be
A global scope for browser is what?
a window or a global scope
Okay.
variable for node. For node. But yeah, and if you use an arrow function like this, the context of this will be like attached in the place, something like that. For example,
Just parent context, right?
yeah, in the place, yeah.
And how we can change context.
With bind. With bind. Bind this.
And how it works?
For example, you yeah, I will write an example. Do you, and I am using
No, bind.
yeah, no, yes, yeah, see, yeah, I am and going there. I am going there. For example, you say something like this, yeah, and I use yeah, but the ways is a function. You bind the you make that this function, for example, this the function name, for example, yeah, say hello, something like that. Yeah, the say hello function. You will bind this, and this will be like the window or the global. So you're binding this environment. So when I call say hello again, for example, with this new parameter, um, the the this inside and say hello will be this and not the this that was initially assigned
To be honest, no.
Yeah.
It's totally different because like change of context. You can use three parameters apply call bind. Bind create new function, call apply just execute this function, and when you use this dot bind and put this instead of this, you even could put some JSON, because this is like, if simplify, it's just JSON, and after
Mm,
this you can add some arguments. And
perfect.
basically how it works in your case, you should write outer.bind, then open scope and put JSON or different this. And just need to be careful because bind is create new function. Apply
Yeah.
call is execute, but they have different arguments. That's what you need to read, because like context is one of the base. And when you showed this your first function, can you scroll up about test function? Yeah. For example, here we see console log, and this would assign to window or global context. But how we could create for this function his own context, his own parameters, his own methods. So this is not will link to window or global variables. How we could create own context for test function.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that you're doing this. I,
No,
no?
for create a new context for function, you just need to call with k new. So just create
Ah,
the
okay.
class, and then you will have new context for this specific function. And if you already start for with new, can you do you know about class in JavaScript?
Yeah.
Can you explain what method do you know and how to extend one class from the other class?
Mm, for example, something like that.
And that's it, or need something specific?
Mm, mm,
No, let me just add one more comment. When you use extend, it's very important. In constructor, you must call specific key super. Without it, it will say some no. Inside constructor, you must call inside constructor on next
yeah.
line. Yeah, and here you must, or if you need, just send arguments to your parent class. That's very important. And could you tell about private method for class? Do you know? Well, firstly, what does it mean private method, and how we use them in class for JavaScript?
Yeah, I understand. Oh, I don't recall the syntax. And ah, yeah, obviously it's not like this.
No, I can tell you it's just hashtag. But what's the main idea of private method?
So that I cannot use it. I cannot use it in the instance. For example, if I want to say and no, I cannot do this. For example, this will not work.
Only here you can't call, or
I can I here I can call it, but here
okay, if for example animal eat method eat would be private on line 26 to 6.
no, I cannot use it. If this is
So that's method
you
that you
say
can
hash,
use only when you are like only for their main class.
yeah, anybody.
Yeah, that's right. And can you tell me about static method in class?
Yeah, static methods and are or yeah, static method. I can call a static. I can call a static method without instantiating an object. For example, the typical example will be like math dot.
For
This, for example, is a static method. But if I want, for example, yeah, to create a static, I don't know, for example, um,
just static live uses the same or like yeah, whatever.
I can call it like this doc, like this.
Without create instance, yeah, that's right. And can you tell me about var, const, let? What's the difference between them?
Yeah. Yeah, var and is function scope. This function scope, and these are are like bracket scope. Let me recall exactly the number. Are block scope. Block scope. I will create an example if you want.
You can just basically just tell me about them, and I think
Yeah, Yeah, and I think that this is like the, and also, yeah, this is like I think that it is the most important and different from bar versus let and const, and and yeah, obviously const in it's, you cannot modify, no, you can't reassign to a new value. Let is like a normal variable. And and another thing, and one more thing is that when are hoisted, var is initialized in undefined.
Okay, can you open this link and here we'll discuss about these variables. So first question,
Yeah.
what you will see now in console? What you must see? What you expect to see?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you expect to see here?
I expect to see, and I expect to see this console. Sorry, I expect to see 9, 10 times,
Why?
and not 0 to 9. The reason it is because it is because bar, it is like I am making, because, yeah, let me refresh this, because when I am using bar is like I am using it like this.
Oh, wait. No. Move it back and just tell me why 9, first question, and why
Yeah,
not
it
one.
is. Yeah, the the reason I wanted to explain it like a lot better, but the main reason it is because in bar is only function scope versus in block scope.
Okay, but anyway, open console because it's already not correct. So
Okay.
from bottom panel, left side, yeah, because it's 10. That's first. It's a question about how it works. 4. So it starts
Ah,
from 0 plus till 10. And in the end of iteration,
yeah,
it would
yeah,
be
right,
10.
right. Yeah,
That's the
you're right,
first
you're
one.
right, you're
And
right, you're right.
the second question, how to fix this situation.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
but it is 10 because var, and it become 10, and there, and do not enter the 4,
Yeah,
but yeah,
because
yeah,
VAR doesn't have their own scope and it's linked to global scope, and every time when we run this iteration it increase, and when iteration is already end, we link it to global uh, scope,
yeah,
and we
exactly,
already have that. And how we
right.
can fix it?
And changing it to let. How I execute it again? Ah,
Let's move to new
okay,
Google
okay.
Ring because
If I, yeah,
Diego, can you open this new Google Meet room because it will finish in 1 minute. Just
okay.
open new link.
I,
Yeah, okay, let's continue.
yeah. and that's completely, yeah, that is one I wanted to say, that var will went all the way up. Yeah.
Okay, and that's the tricky question, same as with centered of div, because here we have at least three way of doing of fixing this task.
Okay.
Do you
You
know
you
what we can and how we can fix it?
with var, right?
With no, like you can do whatever you need, but the result might be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up till 10.
Okay. I will do it with yeah. One way with let. Yeah. That is
That's
one
one
way.
way, yeah.
Yeah. I will do the next. I want to test this theory. No, but this is another way.
Uh,
I
uh,
am,
yeah, that's that's good work.
yeah, and
But without create new function, maybe if we, for example, insert timeout, what if we would not use arrow function, but we will use normal function? That's a question about context too.
yeah, and in my mind, I don't know. Let me
Just write normal function.
let, let me do it. And
I guess you missed something. New var is not defined. New var. Just remove new var.
sorry. No,
Okay,
yeah,
and here we can use some function like call apply, functions that we use for change context. Add this var e as argument. But basically, that's not problem. You can just read it later, and you must know at least three methods of fixing this task. That's like
yeah, but and obviously another one, but it is like the same like thing that I was doing, but it's the same one, it's the same approach.
yeah. Okay, can you explain what does it mean closure in JavaScript? And if you can show example.
Okay, closure. Yeah, closure is when you have a function, and this function can access the variables of the parent scope, and when you execute that function, that outer function, and the inner function also has access to those variables, for example. This is the outer function, and I have a inner function. This, what I am doing now, this is a closure. And I can have, for example, or if you, yeah, no. And I can print and for so and I will execute this. Yeah, I am not using this. And if I use sorry. So when I execute this code, this inner function has access to the outside, and also has an access when I already have execute this function. So I can run many times this, and in every execution I will have access to this variable. So for example, but I will give you another example that is more like the typical example. It is something like this, a counter, and like the good thing about this is that this variable will be in the same across um, all the execution of this inner function. For example, this will be 1. This is the nice thing, so that I can in the good thing is that this variable is private.
Like
Private to the outside.
Yeah.
From
Totally.
here I cannot modify it. Only
Yeah.
from here.
Yeah. But till you will add the argument now, and just will reassign.
Sorry.
Till you will add argument to X function.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can easily reassign. So yeah, it's privately,
Ah.
but not so
Yeah.
privately.
Yeah. It is. It is. Yeah. It is privately to the people that use this. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, you have.
Okay, can you open this task, small task, and here you just need revert this word. So must be hello world, but we have it like
Perfect.
reverse. Yeah.
Ah. Okay. 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 I will. Yeah.
If you can, in one line.
In one line. Yeah.
You can firstly explain what do you think to do and.
Yeah. Well, I was used to use Python in this type of things, but yeah, obviously the simple thing that will not count is to use to reverse, but that will not count. No, but something like And sorry, I am a bit not to use to respond this type of question in JavaScript. But how I can
But like, yes, please. Okay.
yeah, but what? Yeah, sorry. But one way to do it is like this. For example, yeah, you have the reverse word. You will do something like this. I will have, for example, yeah, one pointing here and one point here, and I will move this here and this here, this here and this here, something like that.
It would, no. Like, yeah, but
Yeah, but
it would be
yeah,
hard. It's you can, yeah, you
yeah.
can,
I can I move this to this editor?
yeah, sure.
But I don't know if this counts.
Yeah, hello, all fine. I just do not know about to result function.
And it is the same as reverse, I think. It's the
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
But to reverse and make a copy. This reverse the for example, if I use Word, will be in hello world. But sorry, and for example, this is the difference. And no, sorry, because
It
I
doesn't
made
show.
a copy. I made a copy with a split. I made a copy of the word. But to reverse, it is the same, but it made a copy, not.
Yeah. Okay, so can you explain what method for authentication did you use in your real projects?
What? Sorry,
Meth-
what?
what methods?
What method?
What?
Okay. Okay, I will use this one. And cookie method. No, yeah, a cookie method with this.
Okay, GBT, and what does mean GBT? How it work?
It is a token, a JSON web token.
Okay, nice. And when you saved some token to GBT, how you applied this web token for all your requests to backend?
Yeah, you have to. Yeah,
This question
I
about
will.
interceptor. What does mean interceptor,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
what type of
Yeah,
interceptor?
the interceptor. It is like a middleware between the before you make the request, you have an interceptor before you make a request, and before you receive the response. So in there, I will put this logic.
Yeah, and how did you do that? With which? Because like in JS front end part, it's not like something from scratch. You must build it. You can't just use something.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, you use you do it. You build a middleware you put it in that part, and but the implementation, yeah, it is different in if you are using, for example, Axios, or you are using
Axios
mm,
has some method for
or
interceptor, but for example, but basically, what did you use? Like mostly fetch, XHTTP, or Axios, or any other maybe, or
yes, I will use Axios.
Axios. Axios has some method for interceptor and for create, but for example, if you will need create some interceptor, can you just tell this architecture how you will create and then apply for all other places where you will need to get something or send something to the backend?
Mm, mm, well, I will obviously I will like wrap, like I will wrap the if we are using fetch or Axios or anything like that, I will wrap it in a function, and every time I will call fetch, I will inject this token. This token will be saved in the front end, and every time I will and someone another developer will use fetch or Axios, um, and must use this function, the function that wrap the fetch method.
So all fetch methods you will wrap by some function.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, but then you will need like use it like million times. Like if you have 10 fetch requests, every time you must import this
No, no,
from.
no. Sorry, no. I will do it like this. For example, yeah, you have, I don't know, and new fetch, something like that, and fetch and blah blah, and I will export this uh, this new fetch, and I will say all the developers that use this new fetch instead of this one.
Mhm. Okay, and what else we can use except cookies for save tokens?
Um, uh, no, I only know that you can use cookies with
Local
JWT.
storage. Local
Ah,
storage.
yeah. Sorry, in local storage you will save the token. Ah, sorry. Yeah, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, you can store the token in the cookie in here. Sorry, let me go here. There, yeah, two ways. You can save it here in the local storage. For
Hmm.
example, here.
What else we
Here
can
will be
use? Local storage. What else?
token, and here.
Okay.
Yeah, what information I will save here? Of
Okay.
course.
Yeah. What else we can use except local storage and cookie?
Ah, and yeah, you can use local storage and cookies, and also you can use section storage if you want,
And
but
what
it's not.
difference between session storage and local storage?
And local storage and l-
Session.
local, yeah, no, yeah. Um, I was asking if you close the browser, you still have the local storage, and yes, when, but no. Yeah, I know that session storage is only for the window, for the tab. For example, this have a one section, this one have one section, and that. And local storage, it is across, and it is across in the browser.
Yeah,
But
so basically session storage is live till your tab is opened. After it closes, it just disappear and
disappear.
clear everything. But local storage is not.
Yeah,
But
but I have a doubt that if you close the window, if you close this whole window, I don't remember if the local storage and
it
it
should
is
be.
there. But yes, it is still there.
Yeah,
The local storage is
yeah,
persistent if I close the whole the
yeah.
whole Chrome.
And can we cookies makes work in same way as we as session storage work. So basically, after close tab, cookies clean. Can we
Yeah.
do something? And how we can
Ah,
do?
and that was a question. If the cookies, when the cookies get
Okay.
removed,
Yeah.
now the cookies get removed, it works the same as local storage. I can close this here, and this will still persist.
Yeah, but what if we need to save some cookie, and we must be sure that after user close the tab, the cookies disappear too. Can we do it somehow?
Ah, and
Here's a question about this field column expires, because we
yeah,
can.
yeah, okay. When I, sorry, but yeah. And I understand that, yeah, you can and obviously give an expired date, that typically in 7 day, 15 day for
Yeah,
a
but
cookie session. But if you, I think that if you
yeah,
put session,
yeah,
it works like a session storage.
yeah. If you will not set any expires, it will set sessions, and session will close after you will close the tab. But
Ah, if you don't put any expire,
yeah,
that will not mean that will not expire at all.
no,
No.
it will put session like you
Ah,
see
okay.
it right now, and it will
Yeah.
remove after. Okay, here, what you can say about service worker? Do you know what this means and
Yeah,
how it works?
I know about service worker, but I have never used it before in my life. I know that it's a way to use like multiple threads if you want.
It's web worker.
So, ah,
It's web worker if you mean that.
ah,
It's service worker.
sorry, so sorry, service worker.
Yeah,
It is different that web worker.
yeah.
Ah,
Maybe you know PWA. What does it mean? PWA.
yeah, progressive web app.
Yeah, that's for that we use this service worker where we can with which we can install some website on some phones, and we can
Mm,
do our sites offline. So basically, when
mm.
you don't have internet, you can load it from some storage from your phone.
So,
That's what we. Yeah,
service worker is for PWA, and web worker is the multi-threaded.
for additional storage. Yeah, when you need to run some heavy task and you don't want like put it
Mm,
in your browser, you can use WebWorker for additional thread. Okay, and can you tell about protocols? What protocols did you use? What protocol do you know? In like it's not in JS, it's
yeah,
like basically.
HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, and obviously TCP, and I don't know if RCP is a protocol.
RCP, it's
I don't know. I think it's like a way only to do things, but you are not communicating like RCP. But these ones
Okay, and do you know about WebSocket?
and SFTP, yeah. Ah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, I know about WebSocket. Ah, WebSocket. Or I forgot WebSocket. WebSocket. Yeah, no, I know. I work once in a while with WebSocket, and you can push like information without needed to refresh, so I can communicate. And yeah, via an application, I can communicate via an application, and this application and will receive the info when the WebSocket and send it.
Like, what's the difference with HTTP? Because you are communicate with server too.
Yeah, yeah. HTTP needs to ask the server for information. Ask, always ask. And WebSocket will be like observing. Will we like or waiting? Will be like connected by like it is like is a lightweight connection to a server, and always connected.
Yeah, so basically we connect and we are not ask every time and we just get answer or ask if we need it. And what do you know about packages that send from WebSocket and HTTP? Is they same packages? I mean like header, body, and everything else.
Yeah. A packet with headers and all of yeah. Yeah. Obviously no. WebSocket, I imagine that it is a lightweight and packet, but I I don't know like the structure.
Yeah,
I know the structure of HTTP that had headers and more things, but
headers
I
like
don't.
that, but WebSocket doesn't have headers, so they're more like light. And
Yeah,
do you know about long polling?
yeah. Long polling, long polling is like a way to simulate a WebSocket. And long polling is when you're asking many times to a server and for a response.
Yeah, but with HTTP,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay, and can you tell me about promises?
yeah,
And like you're from 2015, maybe you remember about callback hell. What does it mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah. A promise is an object that will in some moment will give you two type of response. Will give you will give you I like a complete response. Will give you a complete or fail response. And to get the answer of a promise, you have const and data new promise. And if you want the data, you have to pass a function here and the fail function here. Yeah. And the callback hell is when the code gets too messy and you want to and you are expecting data from one promise and late to yeah you're waiting data from one promise to pass it to another process, and something like that. So if you want the, for example, the something like that, and you have, and you need, yeah, and you get the data from here, and then you do something like new request, and this will also be a promise.
Yeah, but basically it's wrong what you just write. You need to just fresh your memory and open chat, please. I send it you promises hell. And could you tell how we can fix it?
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Obviously, one because yeah, you need data. It is like sequential, so you cannot do like a promise like all, something like that, and do it all at once, because you need data from one to another. Yeah. So the way to fix it, it is in the Xmax script 6. Was doing something like this, an async function. And the nice thing for an async function is that I can do something like this. To have a more readable like way. Something like this. This is the same. It is the exactly the same code. I can do a try catch here to get the, if I am like doing here a failing, and a failing option, but it is the same code, do exactly the same, but it is more readable like that.
Yeah, and what would happen? For example, if you will add try catch, what would happen if some of request will failed?
Yeah, I will have to do, and now I have to do like another thing. For example, if this fail, yeah, I can, hmm.
No, for example, if you will put all await, all this function inside try, and one of these requests will fail, what would happen?
And ah and first, you will not know which one of them failed if this happens. For example, if the second one failed, the third one will not be executed, and I will receive the error here.
And how we could fix it? For example, if this whole function is not related to each other, so you will not put argument data 2, but we need to be sure, like even if we have some error, we should get answer from the other request. How we can fix it? For example, we have fetch data, fetch more data, and fetch even more data, and fetch more data will failed, but we still need get answer from fetch data and fetch even more data. What
Yeah,
method we can use?
yeah, I understand, but I am not sure if it is correct, but obviously the first answer will be doing something that I don't like, but it is like replicating the. But
No, no, it's
yeah.
okay. Basically, you can use this method. This almost same as promise
Ah, okay.
all,
Yeah.
but it will help you do
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
you just
Yeah.
asked.
The thing that I was doing in like here,
Yeah,
like promise one,
yeah,
promise two.
yeah. But here the same. If you something
Ah.
failed,
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
failed, but with all
Yeah.
settled, it will
Yeah. There are
return.
three types. There are three types. There are, for example, without reading it. I am not reading the this page that I. Oh, I lose control of my. Yeah. Yeah. There are three types. Like any. Like yeah. All is and all have to be. No. This will all run and yeah no but there are like more types.
Yeah,
Yeah,
here you
any
can
race
see.
react. Yeah, all
Uh,
settle any race react. If someone is some of them reject, it will react all.
Promise reject when you use it's like static method when we need something stop some promise some threat or whatever. But basically, yeah, we. But on my opinion, basically almost everywhere we use promise all settled. That's like two the most like useful.
Mm.
But like you can read and to check all other methods.
Yeah, I remember reading this and was I didn't know that because I always use all, and later I understand that there were like a lot more.
Okay, it's like already a lot of times we spent, so basically
Yeah.
maybe we could stop. Like basically, you see where you need to like read more, what you need fresh, where you are good. So basically, you can read and everything else. And if you want, we can like continue on next week at some
Okay.
at same hour, like at same time.
Okay.
And because there are a lot of questions with pattern with everything else, but like it's already time, you're already tired, we're already tired, so yeah.
Yeah. For the next one, I will like take like I think 2 weeks because I have also to I need to practice also my English. So I am with English classes.